Jim Norton is not a doctor. He's not an expert. He's not even a good person. The views, opinions, advice, and humor of Jim Norton does not reflect those of any doctor, of SiriusXM, of Opie Radio, or anyone else. They are solely those of Jim Norton, Lyle Chipperson, Edgar Mellencamp, Paul Hargis, and whoever else lives in that chinless head of his. If any of this advice goes wrong, you are the asshole who called a comedian instead of a doctor.
An icon in comedy, a fighter for freedoms, an accomplished entertainer, and a pervert. You've got problems, he's got problems. You've got questions, he's got answers, some of which are good. Call now 866-WOW-1-WOW. That's 866-969-1969. This is the Jim Norton Show.
Good afternoon. I hope you guys can hear me. I can never tell if people can hear me or if they can't. So, my week has been pretty good. You know, I think I was off last week. I was shooting something. So I was not here. It was a last-minute shoot schedule. And I was shooting something yesterday, and I'm shooting tomorrow and the next day. Two different projects. And I noticed yesterday while I was doing this acting scene, I was doing it with friends of mine, and I'm feeling uncomfortable in the middle of the scene. I'm just feeling like I don't belong and I'm uncomfortable. And I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Today I'm thinking that. I woke up just feeling depressed and like terrible. I'm like, why do I feel this way? You know, because it's not scary. It really isn't. To go in and just do lines with people, you know, it's not. And I'm like, why do I feel uncomfortable? And then it just hit me on the way into work this morning. You fucking dope. You always feel uncomfortable. I'm always uncomfortable. Like when I'm talking to friends, or I'll be talking to Colin. And again, there's times where I'm relaxed. But there's, you know, I'm talking to Colin half the time, or someone else I know, or Opie, or fucking anyone I've known for 20 years, and I'm just uncomfortable. Has nothing to do with them or the situation. I'm uncomfortable being me. And it's funny how I've always thought that was this thing that happens to me when I do an acting scene. And I don't know why that just dawned on me today. That for fuck's sake, you idiot, you're always feeling out of place, no matter where I am. And it just dawned on me today. Like there's been plenty of times I'll just be talking to people normally, and I just feel like skittish, like I got to get out of there. Like I don't feel right, like there's something I just don't know what it is, and I can't put my finger on it. So that was a nice revelation to have. And it's amazing that at age 46, it has taken me this many years to realize it. That's got nothing to do with... Now, I'm not saying I've never gotten nervous acting. Of course I have. But, like, the fact that I've never realized, like, this is just how you feel all the time talking to people. Like, you're just uncomfortable, you fucking idiot. I'm an uncomfortable person. Even on the radio. Like, not all the time. Like, right now, I'm fine. Because I'm alone. But... a lot of times in studio, you know, I can be very comfortable when I'm just bouncing around with guys I've known for 20 years and we're just riffing and, you know, all that stuff. Just riffing. But there's times where I'm doing an interview or whatever and I fucking don't feel in the moment, or I'm out of place, or I feel like I'm floating and not connected. And the times where I'll get like aggressive with somebody or nasty is only when they're nasty or aggressive with me. Then even like when I'm uncomfortable, I just tend to kick into survival mode. And a guy just hung up. He wanted to know about hanging out with his platonic friend. He said his girlfriend won't let him hang out with his platonic female friend. And I guess I can see it from both sides there. I don't know the relationship that he has. A lot of times platonic friendships are based on sexual attraction. Not always, though. You know, and you got to be able to tell the difference, and your dumb girlfriend or spouse or boyfriend has to be able to tell the difference. Because a lot of times, like, men are guiltier of this than women, where we'll hang out with a hot girl and we're always like, well, you know, she's like my sister. You know that awful cock blocker energy that guys will have? You know, you ever been talking to a girl in the bar and she's with that mope, that tumor of a guy who just stands there, you know, man, she's like my sister. Don't hurt her. Oh, fuck you. I used to do a joke about that. It's like you never hear the guy say that about a girl who's 350 pounds. She's like my sister. Never. The guy's hanging out there with a girl who's 350 and you're hitting on her. The guy's like, you can fuck her in every hole. Just try to get her home alive. If not, Godspeed. But there's always that energy with a female friend where I don't know why. And women, here's the thing with women, you always know when we like you or we want to fuck you, but you're so used to that dynamic that you pretend you don't know it exists because you don't want to acknowledge, like, oh, this lunk that I've been hanging out with has feelings for me. And if he makes his feelings known, I'm going to have to tell him, look, pal, I wouldn't fuck you at gunpoint. It's not going to happen. So then you're going to have to end what you actually enjoy as a friendship. See, I think women can be friends with you despite knowing that you like them because they only want to be friends with you. And guys, women always go, I didn't even know he felt that way. Really? Are you stupid? You think he just liked talking to you all the time, like instead of his friends? I'm not saying I don't have platonic female friends. My comedian friends, whether it's Amy or Annie Letterman or Allie Breen or any of these women that I've worked with, have just been my friends. But you know what I'm talking about. You understand the dynamic I'm talking about. So I can't say 100% of the time. But you know that cock block, that's how you know you're friends with someone and not having alternative mode. Because, if these girls tell me about guys that they've dated or fucked, I'm always cool with it. I actually want to hear the stories. Not even sexually. Like, I just want to hear about how awful it was or how fun it was. Or, oh, I like this guy. Like, I don't do this subtle backdoor thing that a lot of guys do when they try to fucking, he's not good for you. He doesn't treat you right. You deserve better. That's cock block energy. And before I go to the phones, here's what I've had enough of. Can everyone fucking stop telling me how brave Lena Dunham is? Stop it. Enough already with how brave she is because she shows her fucking average body. All right? I've been doing that since 2003. Where's my Medal of Honor? I put out posters of myself squeezing my blubber tits and my fucking mushy sides. Huh? The inside of my first CD cover is me squeezing my fat. Now, look, obviously I'm not as socially relevant as Lena Dunham. She's a star of a big HBO series. And I don't want to hear how fucking women have different body issues than men do in show business. Shut up. Okay? Anyone who says that. Because when it comes down to meeting people and getting laid, I have as many problems as anybody else when I was fucking 40 pounds overweight. And big, fat, successful guys get hot chicks just as much as big, fat, successful women do. Or unattractive women do. No disrespect to Rosie O'Donnell, who I actually like, but she's gotten a lot hotter women than she's deserved. So I don't want to hear how much harder it is for women, even though it is harder for women. Let's be, I can't be, just because I'm trying to make a point, I can't be a fucking liar and pretend there's no, validity to the fact that women do have it harder in that sense, because they do get judged a lot more by their bodies and stuff. But I just, I don't have anything against Lena Dunham. I've heard Girls is a great show. But just fucking everybody else, she just takes pictures of herself and sends them out. But the way the rest of the country's acting like, oh my God, she's fucking curing cancer. She's showing less than an average body or an average body, period. I've been doing that for decades. Huh? Where's my praise? Where's a hand for Jim Norton for once, huh? How about a hand for this guy who's been fucking showing blubbery, unattractive tits since fucking GW was president? Where's my fucking praise? I got stepped over, Mike. Huh? Have Jim Norton drive Bob Levy to the airport. Where's my show? All right, I'm babbling right now. I'm actually in a pretty good mood. Let's see here. Craig in Ohio, who sparked this whole chit-chat. Girlfriend won't let you hang out with your platonic girlfriend. What's up, Craig? Do you mind Craigie or do you prefer Craig?
Craig's fine. Jimmy, I got to say, man, you're one brave soul putting your body out there on that cover. So I just want to thank you for that. And
thank you very much, sir. For Pete's sake, what's going on, buddy?
Right. I hear. So here's the deal. I got a really good girlfriend. She's very attractive, very hot, but I've been friends with this girl for about 8 years. And we've never kissed. We've never hooked up. We just got a really good, kind of cool connection going. And finally, my girlfriend's like, look, it's either me or her. She's never met that friend. She hates her, but doesn't have a reason to hate her.
Hold on. Let me stop you. You've been friends with this girl for how long? You've never fooled around with her?
Right. 8 years.
Now, why has your current girlfriend never met her?
I guess every time the opportunity has come up, she's been so negative about the friend that I guess I'm a little afraid to have with me.
Right. Okay. Part of it might be that, or again, you're not going to get the answer right now. But if you look deep down, man, can you be 100% sure to yourself that you're not keeping these friends apart for some reason? Like your girlfriend and your friend, like, is there a little bit of a crush there that you might have on this girl? Even if you're not trying to fuck her, is there a little bit of a crush?
God damn it, Jimmy. I mean, you know what? I can't say it the other way. Maybe that's the case.
So that's probably what it is, because your girlfriend senses the bullshit. And again, I understand it, dude, because I've done the same thing. Like, but I've also had girlfriends be wrong. I had one girlfriend who was pretty jealous about stuff. At times I got it, but she would be annoyed if I even praised another. Like, me and her had a big fight about Ann Coulter, because I respected Ann Coulter's opinion, and my girlfriend didn't agree with her, but she was technically just jealous that I was respecting the opinion of a straw. So whatever. So she was weird with Amy at first. Like, she thought there was something going on between me and Amy because Amy would tour with me on the road. And I said, there's nothing with us. Right. And then she's like, why haven't we hung out? I'm like, anytime you want. And then she hung out, and I actually encouraged those two to be friends. And my motives truly were, in that particular case, my girlfriend was wrong. But that was the dynamic she was afraid of. So maybe your girlfriend's afraid of this dynamic, and maybe she's right.
My girlfriend's just got no reason to hate somebody for not.
Well, she doesn't hate her, dude. She hates a woman that she knows you're hanging out with, who you look at as more than a friend, and who you're purposefully, whether you realize it or not, keeping her away from.
No, it's not two. I can't have both. I've got to have one or the other.
No, you can just be honest with yourself and check what your motives are for real. Like, deep down, do I really like this girl, or is my girlfriend paranoid? Or go out to dinner with both of them. Say to your girlfriend, look, I don't like this dynamic. She's my friend. You can't tell her if you have a crush, obviously. But she's my friend. I want you two to get along because I love you and I like her. And you're being threatened by her is silly. You think that there's something existing that doesn't exist. So let's all go out to dinner. I want you. And chances are, if your girlfriend, if this other girl, are you afraid that you and the girlfriend will not be as comfortable hanging out if your actual girlfriend is there?
And I just think there's going to be unnecessary tension because there's all this built-up anger towards this friend from my girlfriend, which is completely, it seems ridiculous to me. So why would I make a tense, full situation happen?
Does your female friend know your girlfriend doesn't like her?
Yeah.
Then you should tell her to help you out here, and you guys should just go out and have dinner. And your girlfriend will get better with it once she hangs out. If it's legit, and you're just friends, I think your girlfriend will be okay with it once she's allowed to be there.
Jim Norton, sound advice, my friend. Big fan.
All right, a big kiss. Thank you. John in Atlanta has a question about Louie C.K. What's up, John?
How you doing today?
I'm good, bud. How are you?
Good. I just had a question. I like to watch Louie. I think he's hilarious.
Yes,
but
he is.
the show Louie this year, am I missing out? Is it supposed to be funny, or is he trying to move to drama?
You know what? In all honesty, I've heard that about Louie, the show. And people think I'm being a dick when I don't watch Louie. Or any shows, or I don't listen to Bill Hicks. People are like, what the fuck's wrong with Chip? Like, why would anybody, let me just digress to make it about me for a second. How can anybody be mad at me because I simply care enough about being original to not want to fucking steal something that I know is probably very quality? Like, I think that's the problem. But anyway, I can't answer that because I haven't really watched the show and I haven't seen like the change of the show. But I can tell you one thing. I don't think Louie goes out of his way to be anything. Like, I don't think he says, I'm going to be dramatic or I'm going to be funny. I think he knows when he's writing comedy, but I also think as a performer, because his show is a weird kind of, it's an offbeat comedy anyway. So I think that he just kind of goes into the direction he wants to go in, and wherever it lands, it lands. So what's going to happen is, like, the risk he's taken and the risk FX is taking with him is to say, your artistic vision is what we want you to put out there. And there's times where I know that that's been hilariously funny because I've read some of it, because I've been in some of it. And I also know that at times he's gotten dramatic and maybe he wants to give a message. So I think as a performer, you're kind of just seeing the entire Louie, and I don't think he's just trying to do, because if he wanted the show to be gut-busting funny every week, you know he could do that. Like, you've seen the way he can mix and match. Again, whether it's the poker table scenes where a real social point would be made, like Rick Chrome talking about the word faggot, or whether it will be just the one about me with the sex toys and Nick DiPaolo, like, you have a desk, and it turns out I have a black dildo in my drawer. Like, it can just be ludicrous. So he can kind of go in any direction that he feels at the moment. So I think that as an artist, man, he's just kind of, that's probably where he wants to go. But I don't know if he's making a conscious decision to go, I will be dramatic. I think that's just kind of where the stories are going from what I know about him. Does that make any sense? I don't know if that helps you or not, but I don't want to pretend to know exactly why.
Well, I tune in to watch, to see what comedians from you guys' show is on, and what they can bring and all that. Because he's hilarious anyway, his stand-up. But I just wondered if I was missing something. But anyway,
I would say this: if you're going to watch Louie, if that's how you feel about it, maybe watch it with an open mind and go, okay, it may be funny this week, or maybe he'll go in a dramatic or a dark area. So whatever it is, because I remember Greg Gutfeld telling me in season 2, season 2 had just started, and Greg goes, man, I love this season. He's getting dark. Or it was either that or season 3. So whatever, like if you go into it with that, then just enjoy whether or not you like the acting and the story, as opposed to going, I'm going to cry or I'm going to laugh watching it. Because I'm sure he'll make you laugh in it, but don't hate it if it's a dramatic episode. Because I'll tell you one thing, when I watch MASH, okay, I don't think comedically MASH holds up. Again, that was very punchline driven, Hawkeye Pierce going, what the hell are you doing, Frank? Da, 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 da. And I don't really laugh when I watch it, but the dramatic moments in MASH, like when I watch back, I still fucking like that show. I still like certain moments. I don't necessarily remember the funnier moments of MASH, but I remember when they killed off Henry Blake, and I remember when fucking Hawkeye, when they fought to save this fucking North Korean woman that everybody that they was supposed to be questioned by this South Korean guy played by Mako, and at the end of the episode they fucking take the girl from the hospital, and Hawkeye fights to keep her, and that they're probably going to kill this girl. And that's the moments I remember from MASH. Not that Louis is going to kill a fucking prisoner of war, but who knows, man? Just watch it and enjoy it for what it is. That's all I can tell you, my sweet.
Will. Continued success, Jim.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay, let's see here. Alex in Virginia. First day of summer classes, and you're not sober. Naughty boy! Should he go to school? What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
Hey, man, how are you?
Oh, I just wanted to say thanks for that dick pic PSA. It was real eye-opening.
Thank you very much.
Information.
It's funny. Thank you. I always hate promos. I hate when, and this is not just what Epics does, but what anybody does. I hate when they take a moment of your stand-up and they make a promo out of it. 'Cause it never looks funny. Jim Norton on racing, and it's always some lame bit. I'm like, and then the races are always fought. But that was something that they asked me in the moment to do. It was before I shot in the Somerville Theater this year. They're like, we want you to do a tutorial on dick pics. And that was completely improv. And the only reason I say that, that was improv, baby, is because it just felt very alive, and I really enjoyed doing it. And they did a good job editing it. So thank you very much for enjoying it.
You're welcome. It was informative.
what's up with summer classes, buddy?
All right. Well, it's my first day of summer classes. I already went to one. I, left for a little bit because that's how that works. And I'm not perfectly sober, and I don't know if I should go to this next one or not.
Well, a lot of people go through school not particularly sober. I
know that.
So I would suggest go, as long as you're not going to fucking vomit on the desk or cause a ruckus.
I hope I don't fall asleep.
What's that?
I just hope I don't fall asleep.
All right, well, if you feel yourself getting drowsy, I would say then leave. But I would say go and just see how it goes. Either way, you have a good story, okay, sweetie?
All right, thanks, man.
Good. Take care. Let's see, Mark in Colorado. How do you get over your fear of passing out in public? Good question. What's up, Mark?
Hey, Jimmy. How's it going? Good to talk.
Hi, buddy. How are you? Thank you. Nice to talk to you.
So I've had some medical issues.
Okay.
Not really legitimate medical issues, but doctors have told me, hey, you've got high blood pressure, and I don't. But it scares me to the point where I feel like sometimes I'm going to pass out.
Are you are you having panic attacks?
It is. The thought of passing out induces a short panic attack.
Yep.
And I heard you a couple weeks talking about how, you've had fear of passing out in public. And,
sure, on stage,
the other day at your show, you almost passed out.
That was on stage in Columbus. Part of that, though, is I don't sleep. I have sleep apnea, so I'm always tired. And I'm always like, I feel like stoned half the time just because and it's not a good stone. It's like a fucking shitty, I can't make it up the steps tired because my sleep is so bad. And I was, on stage and I have this diet that I'm doing where I'm still eating. I'm just not eating as much. I'm not eating as many carbs. So maybe that was it. But I finally just said to myself, okay, you fucking cocksucker, pass out and shut up. I finally got so mad at myself. As long as you're not operating heavy equipment. So if I ever pass out on stage, I'm just going to do it. I was on Kennedy's show in 1963. Home Run Chipperson. I was on Fox recently, and I felt so lightheaded I had to hold on to the fucking table. And I was like, well, if you pass out, you're just going to fall. Maybe you're panicking. Maybe it's a combination of all those things. But again, medically, you have to know that you are okay before you take that attitude, you know?
Yeah. Do you have anything as far as, like, I think a lot of my fear is losing control, not being able to stop myself from passing out, or the fact that I don't have control over it. Do you have anything like that with it?
Maybe that's part of it, sure. Because when you feel helpless, like for me on stage, I don't feel helpless, but I'm alone. I can't do anything about it. So I finally had to go, well, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You'll live. You know what I mean? I had to take that. If it's happening when you're driving or something, that's bad. So I would suggest just if you're medically okay and you don't need to take any medication, hey, look, if you have to, just lean against a wall or sit down. That's all.
Yeah. So just.
I don't know what to tell you because I don't know what your medical tests are. I don't want to give you the wrong advice, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate the advice, Jimmy. Thanks.
Sorry, I don't know more, my friend.
Yeah, all right. Thanks.
Okay. Britt in Alabama, hello.
How are you doing today, sir?
Hi, buddy. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Love you, love your work. You're a comedic genius.
You're a very sweet man. Thank you.
Yeah, I listen to the show all the time, and I was just wondering about this diet. I hear every celebrity comes in, comments how great you look. You're talking about how tired you are. So today you mentioned you're eating 5 meals a day. What do you actually eat?
The diet is called Whole30. And I really just, one of my trainers recommended it. She goes, try this, because I'll bore everybody for another second. I'd hurt my arm, and I'm still kind of fixing it and all this nonsense, so I can't really do any heavy lifting till the middle of the summer, the end. I'm going to get rid of this tendonitis. I just can't deal with it anymore. So I'm afraid I'm going to be a big fat people. I'm going to be a great big fat person. I'm afraid of blowing up into a size 14. I don't want to be a large girl. So I said, what can I do? And she goes, try this Whole30 diet. You'll drop weight. And so I'm doing legs. I'm doing some elliptical, but I can't even move my arms. I'm literally, my arms are straight on the elliptical, like that kind. Just doing an hour of fucking just leg movements to get my heart going. And I weighed myself. I actually put a little bit back on. I was up to 141.6, 0.8 yesterday. I was 140.6 the day before. So I'm down to 141. And I was 152, 153 when everybody was telling me I look great. So I've lost 9 or 10 pounds in the last little over a month and a half. But I eat, today for lunch, I had some turkey, sliced turkey, dipped in a little bit of mustard. And I had some, I eat cashews, and I eat unsalted cashews raw and unsalted almonds raw, but they fuck your stomach up if you eat too many. I had some steamed vegetables as well. For breakfast, I had an egg white omelet with avocado on it. And I used to have protein shakes. I don't have any protein shakes. I got these RX bars I buy online. They're made out of dates and nuts and figs. It's actually all real. You could eat any real food, but Google Whole30. And they talk to you like a real person. They're like, don't cheat on it. No one bite of pizza. No one taste of ice cream just to treat yourself. If you do that, start over. So it basically just tells you to stop fucking giving into your fucking jizzbag, weak fucking pussy boy desires and man up and do this for a month. It's like I see people all the time trying to lose weight, and it's like, again, I'm in that boat. I'm lucky that I'm not built naturally giant and fat, but it's fucking hard. So when I see somebody 300 eating a giant carb meal or fast food, fuck you. You think I want to eat? You think I want to eat what I'm eating? You think I enjoy eating slices of fucking turkey and not pizza? I want to eat pizza so bad I could scream. But, you got to make that sacrifice. I say this as I pass out. But, so you look up Whole30, and that's pretty much what I've been doing. And if you do it to the point, to the diet, I think it's healthy. I've asked some people, and they said it's good. So, that's my suggestion, okay?
Good deal. Thank you very much, Jim Norton.
Take care, buddy. All right. Let's see here. Girlfriend just got a detox, and the relationship is struggling. Hey, Greg. Hello?
Hey, Jim. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Oh, couldn't be better, except for the girlfriend has she had some issues with substance abuse. Went through detox. Is still taking some detox medication and everything.
Okay.
Problem, she every morning she wakes up, horrible attitude, fuck my life. Even though really most everything has gotten better.
Wait, how long is she clean for?
About 3 months.
How long did she party for?
On. Excuse me?
How long did she use for? Get high?
I honestly, ever since I'd met her, and I've known her about 8 months, I guess.
So you have to understand that if somebody is just brand new, you got to give them some time to kind of get their life together. They're going to be cranky for a while, confused. When you only deal with things a certain way by getting fucked up, all of a sudden you don't have that anymore. So the one thing that helped fix things in your own mind, even if it's wrong, it's gone. So it takes a while, dude. It's like anything else. It's like when you stop eating sweets. It takes a while for that craving to go away, to stop being a fucking twat about it. So give it some time, man, unless you don't like her enough to stick around.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's not, even, it's not even that, it's even her problem. It's kind of mine, too, where it's, one of those things where I don't even, like, what's the best advice for how I should try to cope with her attitude? Should I just try to not be around her as much, or should I just positive influence, and what should I do so I don't, like, blow up on her when she fucking...
I think all you can do is be supportive and understand that, like, the person you like is there. And, like, when someone is again, if she's like that for, 8 months, you might want to go, look, you're just a twat. But if it's one of those things where if she's doing, here's the thing, if she's doing what she's supposed to be doing, like, if she's attempting to help herself, if she's just not drinking and not getting high, then she's probably going to be a dry drunk. But if she's talking to people and doing what she can to make herself better and making a real effort, then just give her some time, and all you can do is be supportive. And just let her know that you will be supportive of her, and hopefully it will change, okay?
Okay. All right, we'll play the waiting game then. Good advice.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you can do.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Ben.
All right, goodbye, you little doll. Yeah, that's a common thing, I guess. Let's see here. Andrew in Dallas, how do you get over body image issues? What's up, Andrew?
Hey, Jimmy, what's going on?
Do you have them?
Yeah, yes, I do, and I don't understand why. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm some kind of, Adonis, but, I played football through high school. I was always fit and in shape. I'm a firefighter now. It all really began back around high school. I dated this girl, fell head over heels in love.
Sure.
Dated for probably 3 years after high school. She ended up being a total cunt and ripped my heart out, and because she cheated on me, but the guy was way uglier than I was. He looked like a fucking caveman. My self-image was gone of myself, what I had.
Right.
So I finally recovered, ended up dating this other girl, and she ended up doing the same thing pretty much. And I always get in these relationships with girls where I'll be talking to them for about maybe a month, and, it's flirtatious. It's like it's going in the right direction, and all of a sudden they just kind of break off. Could that be my insecurities kind of popping back up? Because I know you had kind of the same issues.
Yeah, it might be. But the thing is, too, like when people cheat, there's a really old joke. I think I've heard Bill Maher do it. I don't know if it's his joke but like no matter how good looking, somewhere right now is the best woman in the world, and somewhere else is one guy who's sick of fucking her. Like the point is, the physical isn't always why people cheat. Like, I've cheated on girls with girls who are much less attractive, and I've cheated on girls with girls who are prettier. It's a personality thing. Maybe you're insecure and that turns a woman off, and then she'll be with some guy who's like a fucking alpha, who maybe his body isn't as good as yours, but he has a fat dick and an attitude or whatever. But you don't need whatever it is that she likes. So it might be an attitude, because most women, dude, no woman has ever looked at me and said, I have to fuck that guy, unless we were involved financially. And then it was a business deal and she wanted to, but no woman has ever looked. I've never fucked a girl because of the way I look. Never. I mean, I'm average looking at best. So I think that maybe it's a personality thing that you should look at. Like whatever, maybe that's what it is.
Another thing I wanted to, how did you kind of get over your image? Because you go on about your fat tits and how you wanted to kill yourself and thinking about that. How did you get over that kind of self-hatred that you used to have?
Well, it still comes back from time to time, but I lost weight. And I did something about it where physically it was harder to tell myself, because there was truth in that. Like, even though I was being way too hard on myself, there was truth in that. I was a mess. So, how do you find the truth? Like, I wasn't totally an unfuckable pig, but part of it is I have to stop always finding the fault in myself. And I'll still do that. I still look at myself 'cause I still have fat on me. And, it's part of it was doing something and losing the weight. And then once you start to lose the weight, your self-esteem gets better. People tell you that you look good. And, that eventually helps. It's not the only answer, but it does help. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Jimmy.
Good luck, buddy. Thanks.
Thanks.
Jim in Chicago, tendonitis question. What's up, Jim?
Actually, I was just wondering, because I work in the field of orthobiologics, and just wondering about some of the treatment modes that were presented to you by your physician, if you're doing anything holistic like PRP or using any tissues to repair your tendonitis.
No, holistic stuff I have very mixed feelings about. Like, I've had such a fucking shit experience with holistic stuff. I'm not knocking your field. I'm just telling you, I'm a little tired of it. Like, what I did was I rested it, I put ice on it, and I finally went. And I heard very mixed reviews about cortisone shots. I read mixed reviews. Hey, look, it can make the recovery worse, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So I finally got a cortisone shot because I had done a lot of exercising when it was sore, and I really fucked it up. And, now I'm that was like, say a month ago. I waited 3 weeks, and then I started doing those exercises where you stretch your hand in both ways to just gently pull the forearm forward.
Yep.
I've done that. I have to do that for a few weeks. And then, like, I'm doing them the maximum amount of time suggested. I'm not copping out. I won't be fully lifting again until July or August. And
right now, probably misquoted when I said holistic. I mean, there's some orthobiologic procedures now that they have real data on, like scientific reviewed journals on. Like, maybe next time with your physician, it's one of the fields I've been working in now for 4 years. It's they take amniotic tissue after a baby's born. It's the placental sac, and it's full of growth factors, and it's actually anti-inflammatory when injected into the body. So you get inflammation relief, a little bit of pain relief possibly, and what it does is those growth factors act almost like a beacon for your internal stem cells to go repair the area. So it's a really cool new scientific breakthrough that they've been studying it since the 30s, but it's making a major play in the orthopedic world right now. Some maybe you can ask your doctor about. I work with a lot of athletes in Chicago, and it's just a very effective injection for tendonitis and soreness because you can only do so many cortisone shots. I did cortisone shots in my shoulder, and it ended up horrible.
They say that after 3, the doctor I went to said 1 is okay, that's fine to get. He goes, but you don't want to do 3 or more because then the tissue starts to deteriorate. So I'm only going to do 1. If it doesn't work like this, I'm going to seek something else. I'm not going to get another cortisone shot.
You jot down just an amniotic injection, and it's very simple. It's not a painful procedure. It's like any other injection, but it's actually tissue from a placenta, which is that's everything that nurtures and feeds the baby. And so it's got all the growth factors in it, but it doesn't have the antigens to cross over, so you don't have to match blood types or anything like that. So there's been a couple million done now around the world, and it seems to be pretty effective.
Thanks a lot, man. I'll check that out. Hopefully I won't need to, but if I do, I will check this out.
All right, cool.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's see here. Chris in D.C., can you drink every day and not be an alkie? What's up, Chris?
Hey, yeah. I was just wondering, like, I know you have your problems with alcohol, like when you were really young. But I wonder, as a 25-ish-year-old, can you drink every night but not be considered an alcoholic and have to go to, like...
Well, I mean, I don't know anyone who does, but I mean, hey, look, maybe. I mean, it's not like I can't just go to people like, hey, maybe you can. I mean, I don't know anyone personally that drinks every day that isn't an alcoholic. But give yourself, why don't you try stopping for a little while? If it's no problem and you don't even notice it, well, then maybe you're not. I mean, if it's something that you like start to notice, like, fuck, and you look at the calendar, like, when's 30 days going to be up? Then maybe it's something you should address. But I think only you can answer that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just drink every, like, night, like, go to sleep usually, like, late at night, but not during the daytime, so... Yeah,
I mean, again, anything that you do every day can be addictive. I mean, again, it's hard, like anything that's not, just eating. But maybe that's just a personality thing. You know what? I have an addictive personality. Some people may not. So maybe you don't have an addictive personality. Give yourself 30 days. Just see how you feel without it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thanks.
All right, good luck, you doll. Molly in Montana, you think you have a sex addiction? Ooh. Hi, Molly.
Hey, Jim.
How are you?
I'm actually calling for a loved one that I have who has a sex addiction. He's got an addictive personality, too, like I just heard you talking about.
Sure.
But I was looking to see what can help this addiction.
Well, does he always want to fuck you? Does he cheat or watch weird porn?
Cheat.
Okay. What's in the back? What's that noise?
I'm driving right now.
Oh, okay. You just turn your radio off, sweetheart, if it's on. But, how long have you been with the guy?
We've been together for 4 years.
And the cheating has got to be a bit much.
Yes, it's really worn down on me.
Well, is he willing to get help?
He's willing to get help. He wants to get help. He doesn't want to do this anymore.
Okay, well, tell him to go to there's 12-step meetings for sex addiction or go to a therapist.
What was that?
Tell him to try a therapist or go to a 12-step meeting for it, or just stop on his own and see how that feels. A lot of people can, if he can quit on his own, let him quit on his own. I mean, I can't force a program down people's throats. Just see how it feels to stop on his own. But as long as he's making an effort to stop and to do something, then I think you should, you should, work with him. As long as he's making an effort.
Yeah, definitely. I support him 100%, and I'm always here to help him,
Yeah, that's all you can do.
And one more thing before I go, I just wanted to say, Jim, that I love your Uncle Paul bit.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Molly. Yeah. Molly want a cracker, even though it's Polly. Get it? Mike in Texas, your friend's got a pyramid scheme. Those are the worst. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, it's this company called World Ventures.
Hold on. I'm not going to say that. Here's why. I don't want to get sued.
No. Okay, all right, you're right. I understand. All right.
Hold on. Let me say this before you talk about it. I don't know anything about this company. Let's forget that company. And again, I don't know what it is. Talk in general terms. You might know a person who you're afraid is involved in a pyramid scheme.
Right. This company gets away with it, like many companies, by calling it multi-level management, in that they actually sell a product. And in this one, it's I won't even get into what exactly.
Yeah, don't say what it is.
But then they get into but you know what? If you recruit 2 people, you don't have to pay the fee.
That's how all of those companies work. Yeah, I went to a meeting once years ago about it, and I found it to be, just not good. I found it to be shit.
I mean, is it just as a type of person that understands, like, right away, how the fuck can I get money? And then these 2 people, because eventually there's nobody else to sell to if this thing is supposed to work correctly. And I've been the only one in our group of friends to actually talk to him about it. Everybody else is, those friends that behind the scenes are like, yeah, it's bullshit, but they don't like to say it to his face.
Are they buying his stuff?
No. They all know it's horseshit, but they don't. They just feel like, well, I don't want to be mean to him, so I'm not going to say anything. So it all comes down to me, and I come off as
to him by not saying anything because you're letting your friend get
a prick.
Well, be nice about it. You don't want to say, hey, you fucking dumb shitbird. You're wrong and you're stupid. You might want to, because people like, any type of a thing where it's based on, hey, make some fast money. That taps into that instinct we all have to want to get rich quick. We all want to. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where your friend might be well-intentioned, and maybe if you talk to him logically, he might resist. My nephew wanted to go to one. I don't even remember the name of the company, but my nephew was going to go to one, and my mom, his grandmother, said, can you ask him about it? So I did. And I'm like, look, buddy, I had an experience with a company like this, and I found that it just wasn't feasible. It sounds great on paper, but it's a get rich quick thing, and it's really hard to make money. And he was like, oh, okay. He was kind of logical about it. So.
Yeah, I've tried that, but it's also this thing in believing in shit that there's no. I mean, the guy before was talking about holistic medicine. I mean, any doctor will go, no, that's all horseshit. But people are still, well, I've heard some people it works for them. I don't get this thing that people want to buy this shit. It drives me nuts.
Well, again, they're selling products that might be okay, but it's just you're going to annoy all your family and friends trying to put them under the pyramid,
Right.
So, yeah, I think what you can do, anytime you have a friend who's doing something that you're not sure of, you can talk to him without going, you dumb cunt. Like, there's a way to just pull your friend aside and go, look, dude. And then if your friend still wants to insist on selling you shit, then you can go, look, buddy, I talked to you about this. I don't want to do that. But I think you could tell him as a friend, dude, because I think you're being a good friend in the long run, okay?
Yeah. All right. By the way, bring back Helen Bergeron.
Why don't you stop telling everyone who to bring around? Go talk to your goddamn friend. You don't bother me. Sell me this, buy that. Who's got time? Goodbye. Goodbye. Peggy in New York, living with an emotionally abusive hubby. What's up, hubby? What am I, a fucking tabloid magazine? Hi, Peggy.
Hi. I actually talked to you a couple of weeks ago about my newfound sobriety.
Oh, cool. How's it going?
It's going fine.
Good.
Going on 3 months sober.
Oh, good for you. Good.
Been married about 15 years, and my husband had surgery for colon cancer and is now going to be starting chemotherapy.
Okay. What's the prognosis?
It's good.
Okay.
It's a good prognosis, yeah. After the chemo, the doctors really think he's going to be fine.
Okay.
My problem is, what was that?
Okay, I said, okay, good.
Yeah. He has always been very emotionally and verbally abusive.
Okay.
And I'm in a position where over the summer, before he got cancer, I was planning on making a break.
Okay. Keeping him in my life. I have a little girl, so I want him, in our lives and in her life. Sure.
He's been getting more and more abusive.
Now, have you talked to him about it and said, look, I want to leave?
We talked about it right before he was diagnosed, and then he started to say, well, if you want to leave, I'll do this on my own. And I felt like I was being a heel if I left at that point, so I stayed.
How much longer till he's done with his treatment?
Could be 6 months.
Well, I mean, I don't think you have to. You don't want to walk out on someone while they're getting cancer treatment, because that will make any problem worse. Cancer treatments blow. Yeah. And even if someone was inclined to stop being a dick, it's probably hard to do during this. But then again, you might want to think if someone's taking care of you while you have cancer, be nice to them. So, look, if the guy's a dick and you want to be away from him, you shouldn't have to waste 6 months of your life dealing with someone who's being an asshole. I think if you can put up with it and tolerate it while he's doing that, then maybe that will be good. But I mean, you don't want to walk out on someone while they're getting cancer, but there's no reason you should have to tolerate him being a cock either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah, I want you to talk to him again and tell him if he keeps it up, you're going to leave now and you don't want to.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. And as you know, when you're trying to stick with your sobriety,
sure.
When someone's telling you that you're garbage all day, it's not very helpful.
Well, hold on now. Is he an alcoholic too or no?
No, he's not.
And you're sober 3 months. They say no major changes for a year if you can help it.
Right.
Has he gotten worse since you've gotten sober?
Yeah, a bit.
Well,
It's been worse since he's been sick.
Okay, because I'm saying this. Sometimes the people we live with when we're active, we really are difficult beyond comprehension, and we put a fucking impossible situation. I'm not saying he's not an ass, but I'm saying you're probably not as blameless as you might think. Because we tend to put emotional strain on people. We are awful, we're narcissistic, we're difficult, and we rope them into our sick shit. And then when we start getting sober, they feel like frustrated because they're left out of our recovery, and they can't, like, all the times they tried to get us to stop doesn't work. And now this dumb programmer, these people are, so they get jealous and they get resentful, but they're still sick. So maybe you can lovingly nudge him to go to a 12-step thing, like, that deals with people who live with us. Does that make any sense? Yeah. Because a lot of times we're getting better, and the people who are right next to us are fucked up still. And for them, it's harder because they don't think they're fucked up. And it's like you want to grab them and go, really? Do you think you tolerated my shit for 11 years because you're nice? You sick piece of shit? Like, they don't understand how fucking sick and codependent and needy and fucking they are as well. So maybe give him a little bit of a break on that, and if it continues for more than the next few months, then you might want to leave.
Okay.
All right?
All right, thanks.
Bye. Let me see. Phil in New Jersey, webcam question. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Jim?
Hey.
I feel kind of like an asshole after that, like cancer lady. I'm all talking about
that's all right. Cancer problem. Lady. All right. So what's your problem? What's your thing?
Well, I did a webcam like shit for like a month.
What'd you do?
But like just jerking off basically, because my friend and his wife used to do webcam stuff, and then they had me do like some DP shit with them, like double penetration stuff.
Sure.
And then I got into it by myself because I was like, fuck it, I can make money by myself.
Wait, you got girls to watch you just jerk off?
Well, it's like you ever been on Chatterbait?
No, I think I went there once, but I really never go to those chat sites. I might have looked at it, but never.
Yeah, I only got into it because my friend and his wife used to do it, and but it's actually mostly guys, which is weird because I'm straight, but it's mostly guys that watch me jerk off, and I don't give a shit because I'm a performer, I do music stuff too, so I like making people happy even if it's me jerking off. But
and you make money for it, so.
Yeah, I'm getting money for it, but the thing is, after jerking off for like a month, for hours, I run out of stuff to jerk off to, and I'd really, ideally, like to do it with a girl, and that's the people who make the most money, like couples and stuff.
Sure.
But it's such like a for most people, it's such like a crazy thing, doing webcam porn. It's like, oh, what if somebody sees me, or it's like so fucked up. I'm like, well, it's not fucked up. I mean, we're gonna fuck anyway, so might as well make money off of it.
Sure.
So I meet girls, and it's just like, it's kind of like almost like a thing. Like, if I'm going to be dating a girl, I kind of want her to be doing porn with me because I'm tired of fucking being broke.
Well, I would say this. Go out, because I only have a couple of minutes left. Do you want to give out your cam name on the air for people or no?
Yeah, totally. It's Felipe the Man. That's a good thing.
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Not to be
I didn't mean to
confused
laugh.
with Felipe the Woman. But yeah, it's Felipe the Man.
Oh, that makes me laugh. All right, well,
yeah,
good
I
luck
haven't
with
done
that.
it for like a month because I ran out of, I can't jerk off to shit all day. I need, it's better.
Yeah. No, I understand. Well, if you get a girl, call back and give that one out. But if anybody wants to watch Philip masturbate, go to find Felipe the Man.
Felipe the Man on Chatterbait. That's it. All right, I'm gonna start back up next week. See if I get some new followers and.
All right, good luck, man. But I would say
you can check me out too if you want.
No, I don't. I really don't go to those. And I have nothing against those sites, but just watching people on a webcam. Because luckily, knock wood, in my life, I've met enough perverts where I've never had to. And I just. They don't, for some reason, I've looked through what's the other one? Not Chatterbait, there's a huge one. Cam 4 shows?
Cam 4 is kind of like a lot of grungy people.
But I mean, I'm just looking through it, and the couples, none of it appealed to me. But not because it was gross, but just because it was I've met enough people I can just watch do this, and it's more of a turn on if I know somebody because it's more perverted. So,
yeah, exactly. That's why I used to watching my friend and his wife do it, and they give me a little shout out, and then I'd bust a nut. Yeah.
Okay, well, Chatter, maybe I don't like the name.
So. Yeah, it's kind of a corny name, but I mean, sometimes it's nice when you watch a couple that's really into it. It's like you're really watching two people that really want to fuck each other. It's like, I like it better than porn sometimes because you know that they're doing it just because they're getting paid, or they might like it, but when it's like a couple and they're really, they're not even getting tips, they're just fucking, each other's brains out. It's kind of nice. And I want that for my life.
All right, buddy. I got to run. I got one more call to take. Thanks a lot, man. Good luck to you, okay?
Cool. Thanks, man. Bye.
Hey, last one. I only got a minute, dude. Steve in Alabama, off pain pills. You're on pain pills. Are you hooked on them?
What's up, cocksucker?
What's up, you piece of garbage?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I am hooked on them, but
What kind of pain you having?
Shoulder and neck. I was in a pretty bad accident a few years back, and it's one of those things that the doctors say, I'm going to have to live with the pain for the rest of my life now. It's not something that's just going to go away. Right. Constant physical therapy, and at some point, the pain pills stop working. You get immune to them, basically.
You need more, sure.
Yeah, and I'm tried to take myself off of them and was off of them for 3 months, but the pain just gets too intense, man. You just can't.
Well, can you wean you? Is there an alternative that's non-narcotic, or can you wean yourself down? To be honest with you, I don't fuck with medication questions. I have to wrap up. I'll tell you why, because I'm not a doctor, so I'm not qualified. I don't know what the end. I've heard a lot of people go, no medicine if you're, if you want to quit being sober. But if you're taking something legitimately because you medically can't do without it, that's one thing. If you're conning yourself and in your own mind, I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying if someone is conning themselves and making the pain a little worse just to take the pill, they got to be aware of that. Why don't you try this? If it's something you want to get off of, try 12-step meetings or any other group that might work. Whatever it is. There's ones they advertise online. It doesn't have to be a 12-step. Whatever you think might work. And go there and talk about the problem and hear what they suggest, because you're going to find someone there who has had that experience. But if I were you, I'd want to talk to someone who's had the experience and not someone who's just speculating, okay?
I have. No.
All right, what do they say?
Yeah, it's just the same thing you say, but it's one of those things that I just can't. I have stopped. I want to be off of it. It's almost ruined my life twice now, and because at some point, you start looking for more, and you thought you'd go down different routes to get those than through your doctor, and I wean myself off of them. I'll do a week without them just so it'll work for a solid.
Hey, buddy, I got to go. They're telling me, they're writing me. They're panicking. Time is up. I don't mean to cut you off. Try back next week, man, but that's what my suggestion is. And if you want to give a call back next week, we'll talk again, okay?
Hugs and kisses, buddy.
Thanks a lot, man. And thank you, everybody, for listening. And thank you, Lou, for being on the board. I'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for listening to The Jim Norton Show. Hear all that advice whenever you want to on demand at SiriusXM.com/on-demand. On SiriusXM is real.